to College of the Albemarle. We're in the back of the COA ambulance, and Kelly is having chest pains. My name is Walter. I'm one of the paramedics here. We've got Kelly on our heart monitor, and you can see as Kelly's heart is beating, it's going beep, 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 beep. We're going to listen to Kelly's heart. Let's see what we can hear with Kelly's heart. Oh my gosh, I can hear Kelly's heart. Do you want to build a stethoscope to help someone listen to someone's heart?
Hi everyone, and welcome back to College of the Albemarle's February Virtual STEM Night. My name is Lisa Meads, and I'm Interim Dean of Arts and Sciences, and I'm joined here with...
Hi, I'm Todd Kruger. I'm the Department Chair of the Natural Sciences, and we have a special guest today to help us talk about the heart. Her name's Anita Wilborn. She also teaches in the Department of Natural Sciences. She's an Assistant Professor of Biology.
Nice to meet you. I'm going to show you what a real heart looks like. So it's not quite like the pictures of the heart that we usually draw. What we're seeing here is a bunch of stuff, right? We've got two chambers on the top, which are called your atria. I can open those for you in this heart model. So two chambers on the top and two chambers on the bottom. And those two chambers on the bottom are called ventricles. So what happens in the heart is that blood comes back to the heart and fills these two top chambers, the atria, and then that blood goes through these valves. Let me get a little bit closer view here of these valves going from the atria down into the ventricles. And then those ventricles will squeeze on that blood and push that blood right up out of the heart through these large vessels here that you see sitting on top of the heart. And there's another valve that the blood has to go through. You can see one of them fairly clearly right here as it exits that ventricle and goes into that big vessel. And so that's how blood will flow through the heart. Tiny bit different from what we've drawn, but very functional.
So it appears that our heart doesn't look like this. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So Mr. Meads in the ambulance showed us about a stethoscope. I don't have a stethoscope at home. Do you? You do. It's in your manila envelope. So let's get out our pieces and see exactly how we're going to build the stethoscope. So I'm going to empty out the pieces. So empty out the pieces on your table and let's see exactly what we've got. And let's organize them. We've got some tubing, a straw, a pair of gloves, a funnel, we've got a T connector, two elbows, some tape, and some earpieces. So let's get started. So you are going to need a pair of scissors in order to cut your tubing for this experiment. So the first thing we want to do is we want to measure two 6-inch pieces of tubing. So we're going to take our ruler. Mr. Kruger, can you help me cut?
I'd be happy to.
So let's cut our 6-inch piece to begin with.
6 inches, okay. So that's right here.
Okay, and then we need another 6-inch piece. So let's cut another one.
Okay. There's the other one.
And then we need a 12-inch piece. So I'm going to have to use my ruler twice. So let's see. It looks like it's perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we want to take our two 6-inch pieces and we want to connect them with the T, right?
Okay.
So we're going to slide the T in. It doesn't matter which end you use. I'm going to slide it in to connect the two pieces. You may need help from an adult to get it attached up there. So now we've got those pieces, okay? So the next thing we want to do is we're going to attach our 12-inch piece to the other end of that T. Okay, we've kind of got it up there. So this is going to start to look like, I might need to twist it around. It's going to start to look like that stethoscope we saw on our paramedic. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to take our funnel and put it on to the end of that 12-inch piece of tubing. And you're not going to be able to slide it on there very far, but just enough so it stays connected. Okay? just because of her. All right, now we're going to take our headband and we're going to attach it to the top so we can make our earpieces. Okay? All right.
All right. There you go. Okay, so the headband's going to go around the outside of this U of tube that you made at the top of this device.
Okay.
And now, should we tape those two objects together?
Yep.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that the tubing comes off the top of the headband because that's where we're going to have our listening pieces at. So we're probably not going to attach it, but probably just to the sides.
Okay. So this is where this roll of tape comes in handy. I'm going to go ahead and snip just a little piece of this tape. And like about here.
Sure.
Okay. We're just going to make sure this holds the headband and the tubing together. Like
Okay.
that.
And we'll do the same thing on the other side.
Okay. I'll get you another piece of tape. All right. This doesn't have to be done real carefully. We just want to make sure that everything stays together.
All right. Now we're ready to work on our earpieces. So the next thing we want to do is we want to cut our straw. Look at my straw. Oh, it fell on the floor. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're going to take our straw
Look on the floor.
and we're going to cut two 1/4 inch pieces of the straw. Now remember our ruler, this represents a whole inch. So if we divide that in half, that makes a 1/2 inch. If we divide that half in half again, that first little mark there makes a 1/4 inch. This is going to be very, very small. So I'll get Mr. Kruger to carefully cut us a 1/4 inch. Okay, and then cut us another 1/4 inch.
Boy, that straw really jumps when you cut it.
Okay. Now we've got our two small 1/4 inch pieces. So now we want to take the 1/4 inch and we're going to put it over our elbow.
That's right.
And then we're going to attach the earpiece to the end of it. Okay. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with the other one.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put the straw around the other elbow and put the earpiece over that. All right.
Kind of serving as a
There we
spacer.
go.
And then we're going to attach that to our stethoscope. Now think about this. We want to attach it so the earpieces are facing in. Okay. So I'm going to put mine on. Then I'll let you put yours on.
Okay. All right. How's that looking? Hey, that's not too bad.
Looks pretty good to me. All right, so now we're ready to try it out. So we're going to listen to our own heart. Now be careful with these small pieces. We don't want anything to puncture your eardrum. So you want to barely put it in your ears. And then I'm going to listen for my heart. Is my heart down here? No, I think it's up here. Let's see.
That looks better.
Does everybody hear that? No? 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 If you can't find it, you might have to feel around just a little bit. Pretty
So when
cool.
you found it, what should you be hearing?
Your heartbeat.
Is it just one thumb or is it
It's
a
kind
bunch
of
of thumbs?
repeating thumps. Don't.
If we had an expert around, maybe they could tell us what those thumps are doing. What makes that thump, 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 thump sound that we associate with a heart?
Let's go back to the heart model and see what's actually going on. When you put that stethoscope in front of your chest there over your heart, you're actually hearing the sounds of the heart. So we'll go back to see how that blood was flowing through these chambers and through these valves in the heart. So that first sound, so it's kind of like a loved up, loved up. So the first lub sound is when the blood has flown from the atria, these top compartments, down into the ventricles. The ventricles will start to squeeze that blood so that it can shoot out of your heart. Well, that when that happens, these valves here between the atria and the ventricles close up. That's because we don't want the blood to go backwards, back up into the atria. So these valves between the atria and the ventricles will close, and that's that first sound, or the things that are going on in your heart. When these first valves close, that's the lub. And then the ventricles will continue squeezing until these valves going out into the great vessels open. And then when the ventricles relax, that allows these valves to close again. And so that second sound, the duh sound, is happening at the same time these valves are closing in your heart. So it's all about the flow of the blood, and when they go through these valves and the time that these valves are closing is what makes those sounds in your heart.
If you're interested in any of the things that we talked about or that Anita Wilborn was able to show us about the heart, come to COA. We have tons of programs aimed specifically for you. We have programs that'll teach you how to be a paramedic. We have programs in science and biology. If any of this interests you tonight, come talk to Lisa Meads, our interim dean, or me, Todd Kruger. I'm your natural sciences chair. We'd be happy to help you out.
So hopefully you've learned a little bit about the heart that really doesn't look like this when it's inside your body. It looks like that big muscle that's squeezing and pushing blood through your vessels. So we hope you enjoyed our virtual STEM night tonight. In your packets this week, we've already included our March activity, which deals with a leprocopter. So you should have those ready, and we'll see you back in a month. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.